One, two, three. Hey, hey.
Yeah, we good. Oh my God, Chris.
What?
It sounds like it's cutting off.
I'm telling you, you didn't go back and listen. I'm telling you.
I'm just telling you what it sounds like on
Okay,
our end
I
over
don't
here.
know how to
Okay.
help that. I can't help that. I listened to it go dun, 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 like it does it.
I'm just telling you what it sounds like on my end, and it sounds like you're cutting it off, and it's depriving me of my musical closure.
I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, man. The fans hear it.
I'm just letting you know.
The
I'm
fans
just
hear
letting
it.
you know. Welcome everyone to another episode of the LPF Show. I almost said debrief because I recorded one earlier today, and I'm going to be recording another one this week. So episode 67. As I just said, I did just record a debrief episode with Allie. If you guys want to check that out, it is the House of the Dragons. It just came out today. You guys can go listen to it right now. Let us know what you think. And then Chris and I will be doing She-Hulk later on this week. We need to discuss a date about that, but that does come out tomorrow. So you guys can also expect that this week. And as you can see, it is only two of us. And as well, two of us who are live. And then we have the wonderful, I don't know what side of the screen he is on.
It's gonna be on the
because
left.
it's
He took my
on this
spot
side.
because it just threw everything.
So,
Other side.
Oh, okay. So this side.
Yeah.
So Yendi is shamed on this side because he is not here today. But that is a wonderful picture of him. I will agree.
Yeah.
He looks great. So Yendi couldn't join us today, but he will be back. We're still going to shame him. We're going to shame him today, and we're going to shame him when we do our She-Hulk episode. So just prepared to be shamed, Yendi. It is what it is. It's going to happen. You know, you're used to it by now. It's been a lot of days of us just randomly shaming you. So let's go on with the show. Today we're going to talk about a few random things that we just saw. Sorry we were late. We didn't mean to be. We're just discovering how we were going to do the show and stuff like that. So before we get into any of that, Chris, how are you doing? What have you been playing? What have you been watching? Let me know the deets.
What the heck is going on here? Black Magic said. Yendi's out for tonight, so yeah, there you go. I have been playing. Actually, today I decided to play Destroy All Humans because the second one just came out. I guess they remastered the second one. I just downloaded Flight Simulator because I never tried that. So I'm kind of hopping around different games. Another one that I'm looking forward to playing that's on my Steam Deck right now is Yakuza.
Like a Dragon?
Like a Dragon, yeah. Because I've been looking at videos of that, and I'm like, this looks really fun.
Yeah.
And the story I heard is hilarious and fun, too. So, and as for watching, I've been watching Naruto still. I just finished the first season. They're about to go into the forest for the tuning exams, and I've been enjoying it a lot. So.
Listen, you're about to get to probably, arguably, my favorite fight. Probably, and it's a classic. But
is it Lee and
Gata?
Yeah.
What an amazing fight!
Yeah.
It's definitely up there for my top 5 in anime, and maybe I'll do a video of that one day.
We should do a video on tournaments because there's a lot of anime.
There's a lot of anime tournaments. That tuning exam is a really good tournament, though.
Yeah.
In all honesty, it's one of the highlights of that early season. And that Gata, oh man, I can't wait till you get to experience that, and I'm excited for you because gosh, that fight's amazing.
Yeah,
I mean, even the Neji fight, like, there's a lot of good stuff in there.
I recently read an article about like them saying what is the best tournament fight that people like, and coming at number 1, spoilers for that list, is the Yu Yu Hakusho tournament.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
And I've been wanting to rewatch that also, but I picked Naruto, so.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, but yeah, man, just enjoying time. Time's going by slow for me because I'm just like, look, I'm counting down the days till Portugal, so it's been a slow roll. And also, I've been playing Destiny. I got back into Destiny,
Nice.
and I've been doing that. So, yeah, man, how
That's
you
good,
been?
man? I've been good, man. Work the normal, but been watching and just dropping stuff.
You have
Been
no time for
enjoying that.
games, huh? You can't play games right now. You're just
I
watching
wouldn't even
everything.
say that. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I do have time. I've just been playing. The problem is, I've been playing Final Fantasy,
Oh, that's right.
and
Okay.
because of that, it has taken over the little bit of time that I've been playing. But I'm almost max level, so that I can start doing those raid contents. Because I am excited. Because the one thing I do love about Final Fantasy is their raid content, like their raid and their trials and getting armor and gear in that game is a lot of fun. The questing in that game is god awful. I don't care what anyone says. You cannot convince me that it's good.
Mhm.
It is a tedious burden. You literally just not and here's the problem with the questing in Final Fantasy. Uh the issue is you get a quest, right? And then most quests are like go collect 10 of these or go collect, or go kill 10 of these creatures or whatever. And I understand why they did it this way. It's so that the story can be more impactful. But the thing about Final Fantasy is you have to do these quest lines in order for you to get all the content that you need in the story or to get like top gear. It's not like World of Warcraft where you find however you want to hit max level and then you can just go start doing raid content. You actually have to do the story in order to get all the things unlocked for you. So, with that said, you then have to go. So, a quest will be talk to this person. The next quest in that line will be talk to this person in another place. It's literally
Oh, I
just
heard
the
about
same
this.
person.
Yeah, yeah,
It's the
yeah.
same person. Just let me talk to them there. Tell me all you need to tell me there, and then we can go there. Why do I have to go there and then talk to you again? It is extremely frustrating and
Yeah.
it's annoying. And they do these kind of quests, and they do these kind of things every time that there's a patch. So you have to do these storyline quests every single time. Now, granted, I am speaking from someone who was catching up. So yes, it took a little bit longer, but it's annoying. The quests are annoying. They can be thought out a little bit better. So
But I
that's
heard
been annoying.
end game content is what
It's
everybody's
wonderful.
is
Wonderful.
fantastic. And
Wonderful.
the funny thing is that the other podcast I listened to, word for word, what you just said about that
Yeah.
quest came up, and it's a girl named Sarah, and she's like a daily grinder, and she
Yeah.
still says like this is a lot, like.
It's
And then
it's
she talked
just
about something about
annoying.
getting your own island.
Yeah, so they basically have taken the what World of Warcraft used as it was a garrison thing. Um and I haven't experienced it, so I can't speak much about it. But from what I'm hearing, it's like a better version of garrisons, which I think would be pretty cool. But again, just getting to end game in that game is a little annoying.
Yeah.
But overall, I have been enjoying it because that game is so pretty. And the thing about that game also is if you like the characters themselves look so good and that world is amazing and their fights, like their trial content and their dungeons and stuff like that, are epic. Like they're great. They have the music is fantastic. There's a lot of things that are great with Final Fantasy, but the leveling is ass. Like but but sorry, didn't expect to do a Final Fantasy rant, but that's how I feel about that game. But I
Yeah.
have enjoyed it, and I'm almost done, so that's gonna be fun. I've been watching pretty much everything that's been coming out. So this week is going to be a busy one because Game of Thrones came out on Sunday. She-Hulk comes out tomorrow,
Lord of the
and
Rings
then
on Friday.
Lord of the Rings comes out on Friday. Which so yeah, I'm going to be busy, but expect reviews on all of those things. I also watched a movie that Yendi had shared, Alienoids, which is like a like Korean. I don't even know what to explain it
Oh
as,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
but yeah, it is wild.
yeah.
It's not the best movie, but it, it's not the best movie, but man, is that movie wild. Like it's definitely worth the watch if you have a list or whatever. Also, fun fact: Movie Pass is coming back. I don't know if you like. I know we talked about that, but they actually sent out like the beta invitations
There was like
yesterday.
a three. I saw something about AMC doing a $3 movie ticket thing too.
Well, yes,
I know
that's
that's
movie
separate,
theaters.
but
Period.
okay.
Yeah, movie theaters. Period. If Regal and AMC, because of its cinema day on Saturday,
Mhm.
all movies should be $3 essentially. So if you want to catch a movie, but it might be extremely packed because it's a Saturday and the tickets are $3. So be
No, I'm
prepared to
gonna.
either go early or go on Sunday,
I've
which
been
is
doing
what
this.
day I've been liking going.
I've been doing this thing lately. Well, I mean, I just started it yesterday, but I've been doing like self dates.
Hmm.
Where it's just
Yeah,
like I've been staying at home too much, and I love like I mean I not too much because I love Cora,
yeah.
and I'll hang out with her all day. But yesterday I went to Disney Springs and got a pizza, like walked around, bought some things, just
It's
chilling.
nice.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, this is dope. And then got in the
Told you,
car and
like,
took off. Like, but it's nice during the weekdays because
yes.
nobody's there. Everybody's leaving me
Look,
alone. There's no lines. Like it was perfect. So probably
yeah.
next time I do it,
You
I'm
let
probably
me
gonna
know.
go see a movie over there
Yeah, let
and
me
do
know.
that.
I'll
Yeah,
join you, bro.
yeah,
I'll join you. That's the movie theater I go to. So,
yeah. I need to.
um,
I've always want. I always look at it and I was like, I should just watch a movie. And I'm like, I don't. I just
yeah,
leave.
it's really nice, man. They've
Yeah,
got that Dolby there. They've got the, and if you want a really chill one, go to the dine-in one because the
yeah.
dine-in one has the heat warming seats. Oh, fantastic! And those actually go further than the Dolby seats, so you can like really relax in there. And then they do the food service too, so you can order something and they'll bring it to your seat for you. So
Nice.
it's definitely the theater itself is nice. It's really nice. And most of the people who go there are watching the movie to watch the movie. It's not like some, but
Yeah,
I do
the
prefer.
ones around here, man.
Yeah,
These kids,
yeah.
bro. I
I,
get it. TikTok, you want to be funny and it's in the jokes, but come on, man. I like a movie
I'm trying
theater.
to watch a movie.
Get a life, bro. Like I'm
Yeah,
just trying to chill
for real, man, for real.
all
But
the time.
no, yeah, just
Yeah.
let me know. Like I said, but the dine-in you'll find less kids because the price is a little bit pricier. But if you get an AMC A list, if you know that's the movie theater you're gonna go to, it's totally worth
I'm
it.
gonna start going. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, that pretty much talks about us. Let's talk about some content, some stories that I came across while we were, just chatting up that Chris and that I would love to hear what Chris has to say and what I have to say about him. So
Hmm.
let's get into it. Facebook Gaming's mobile app is shutting down later this year, which kind of took me by surprise. It says the web-based version will remain online. This is a story by Emma Roth from The Verge. She goes on to say Facebook gaming app for iOS and Android is shutting down a little over 2 years after it launched. And in a notice sent to the user, Facebook says that the app will no longer work or be available to download starting on October 28th, 2022. Facebook Gaming launched in 2018 as a way to compete with Twitch and YouTube, and Mixer at the time later rolled out an accompanying app in 2020 to attract the users in market largely dominated by Twitch and YouTube. Facebook Gaming added a creator program along with additional features to build out its platform, such as the ability to co-stream. In 2020, Facebook absorbed Mixer, Microsoft failed streaming platform that accompanied recruiting streamers like Ninja and Shroud. So, Chris, is this the end of Facebook gaming? Because I say this and I ask this question because uh Goliath, I don't know his name. It's Goliath Lawn. I know he's a pretty big Facebook streamer. He actually posted like that with the like face, you know what I mean? Like, and I can't imagine, especially with the medium and how much people use their phones, right? Because even me, I'll pull up a Twitch stream on the Twitch app, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because of the conveniency, right? YouTube videos, I watch it. I don't watch as many YouTube streams like normally just because I feel like it's a headache to get to and you don't know when people are streaming on it. I think it will be great later on once they like really dive into those. But no one's deleting YouTube off of their computer or anything like that, or I mean their computer or their phone. But Facebook to say that they're going to like shut those down, I mean, this is not a good sign at all.
Bro, I'm gonna say to the Facebook streamers, please don't get mixered. All right, please start building that platform or start to transition your platform to YouTube or Twitch. Twitch is also under fire right now. They're not doing so hot, so I would recommend YouTube. Um,
I would recommend just doing them
just
both.
both, because
Yeah,
actually Twitch it rolled out something for partners
yeah,
that's going to come down. Excuse me, the line sooner or later where they're allowing the co-streaming. Like you can stream on YouTube and on Twitch, which I think is a great idea. So definitely do both. I just don't want it to be like I remember the day Mixer closed, and I remember I started on Mixer. I went from Twitch to Mixer, and I was like, oh, let me see if I can build something here. And then I was like, man, this is not it. Like they did the kind of TikTok thing where they push you in the beginning, and they're like, here's some people, and I was like, this is not fun. Like, and so I got off, and like a month after I got off of it is when they shut down, and everybody lost everything. And I was like, holy crap. I mean, I don't have too many viewers or anything like that, so I was just like, I'm good at where I'm at, but there were some people that were making a living, and people think like, I mean, I know these suits think like, oh well, their audience is just gonna follow them and it's like, no, that's not gonna happen. Like it's so much. It doesn't work like that all the time. So yeah, I say try to get off of Facebook. I've seen some Facebook streams here and there. I've had people ask me to stream on Facebook because that's just easier for them because they're on Facebook all the time. I just don't like it. I just don't like the thing I do like, and I think YouTube does it, is the preview, which I wish Twitch could get it under control with that. Because I like seeing the preview, and so you stream to it, the preview comes up, and like, this is what your stream looks like right now. Are you ready to go live? And you hit yes, and then you go live. So I kind of wish they would implement that. But yeah, Facebook, it's not looking great. It's not looking great.
I agree to all the points you just said. I agree 100%. I think this is the beginning of the end. It's unfortunate because like I know that there's people who are on there who do enjoy it, like Stone Mountain. I don't know if anybody follows him. He's pretty big on Facebook gaming. But the thing is, like you said, it's really tough to get the fans who from anywhere. You're like following or anywhere to transition to any type of medium that you go to, which is why it's just best to just build an audience like together, trying to get them all into one place. Because I mean, even like the big streamers, right? Like Dr. Lupo, who was relatively big on on Twitch, he doesn't get the same amount of like, the traction that he gets on YouTube. More so because I think it's harder to see when someone is live streaming on YouTube than it is on Twitch, right? Because on Twitch, they kind of have that, they have the amount of people, like if you look at who you're following on your left, it's the perfect, like, here's all the people that you're following, here's all the people that are live. So it's really easy to click on who I want to see, and I get to look at the list of who I'm seeing that are live. Most people who follow or subscribe people on YouTube, the problem is you're realistically following or subscribe to like 500 people, right? I mean, realistically, you can look at your subscriptions now and you'll notice your number is a lot higher than you think it would be. So they do try to put that little red thing to show that you're streaming. But when people are on YouTube, you want it to be like, oh, instant, hey, I'm streaming, right? It's not. So you just get all the videos and then you have to kind of look to navigate in order to see if someone's streaming. So I think that's part of the reason. But so like you said, I don't see Facebook, there's going to be people who transition who already have that app, but to take out their app, like the Facebook gaming app, it's such a big deal because it's like, how many people are now going to go see the app, right? Like how many people are now going to look, oh, you're streaming. Now I have to go on Facebook, the app on my phone and stuff like that. Like those things used to provide notifications, like the app provided notifications, things like that. I think a lot of those numbers are going to drop because a lot of people don't watch Facebook from a web browser. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's usually from your app. So I think it's going to be a little bit harder. I think this is definitely not a good sign. I think this is definitely the beginning of the end of Facebook gaming. And I mean, I know a lot of people on Facebook are kind of prepared to transition because they don't want the same thing that happened to Mixer, but that happened during Mixer. But again, it's going to be harder to rebuild your platform and then try to get all those people to then move over with you. So hopefully that all works out for everyone. But I definitely see this closing out soon.
Yeah. I also saw, I mean, I know you don't like him as much, but Dr. Disrespect did a stream and it didn't work out. and it was like all I saw was a clip, and it said Dr. Disrespect arguing with himself, and it was like, you know, whenever you have your screen capture and you just see a whole bunch of you, it's just, you know, so it was that, but the delay between each one was huge. So he's like, what's going on? And then it'd be like a long time, and then the next one would go, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? He's like, that's what I'm asking you. And he's like, so the whole thing is just like, he played it off, but at the same time, at the end of it, he's like, I don't think I could do this. Like, we can't do this. So
it's an unfortunate story, but that, I mean, you know, it looks like that's going to be one of the things that I feel like obviously are going to cause the, hey, like this is not working, and then, you know, you might have to get rid of this, or they won't promote it as much, which is just as bad. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's like, you got to look at it as the reason why YouTube and Twitch are successful is because that is what they do. Like, it's just that. Facebook is trying to get everything into one place and doing the social media part while also doing videos and streaming and all this other stuff. Cool, but it doesn't work out all the way. Like, you're spreading yourself out a little too thin, like a little thin. So YouTube and Twitch are just, since they just focus on streaming, ends up working out for them.
Well,
like,
even
it's just
YouTube,
one focus.
like YouTube is working solely because of the videos, right? Their streaming platform's not working as well, but because most streamers and most content creators anyway are creating things for YouTube to have also that fan base, that's what's helping YouTube generate. Because you look at a person like Dr. Lupo, like Tim the Tap Man, those guys, they have 1 million subscribers, right? And like their videos get watched, you know what I mean? Their streams might not hit those numbers, but they get watched. Like, you know what I mean? As far as like when they get like their fun montage videos, like all of those, like, because that's the thing that we kind of know YouTube for, right? Like when we think YouTube, we don't think streaming. That's where Twitch's advantage is, because when you think streaming, you think Twitch. But with YouTube, we think video content. So that's what I think is harder for them to try to get that off the ground and be like, we also stream too. But Twitch has that advantage because it's like, if I say Twitch to a majority of the people, they're going to be like, that's the streaming service, right? If I say YouTube, they're going to say video, right? And like you said, if I say Facebook, you're going to think social media. So I think that's one of those things, the benefits of coming out and being the first person to do things, because you will always have that benefit, right? I think that's the only thing that's keeping Twitch alive, honestly, because Twitch's setup and stuff like that isn't the best. Like, you know what I mean? They don't do everything the best. They're just they were the first people to do it. And since everyone kind of already knew that as that platform, it kind of just kept their resurgence. Like, you know what I mean? So, overall though, like I said, once you start removing things that make you more viewable or seeable, that's when you know the beginning of the end is going to start. So seeing that happen to Facebook is kind of like the future is looking grim. Yeah, man. So let's go on to our next story, which is going to talk about PS5. And there's two things about the PS5. One, their prices are going up in Japan, Europe, and I believe Australia. Europe, UK, Japan, China, Australia, Mexico, and Canada. It's all going up by, I think, so in Europe it's going up by 10%. In Japan, 21%, which is ridiculous because that's like one of their main sell points. And that's where they make the console. And then in the UK, it's going to be up by 6%. So first, before we dive into that a little bit more, Australia released that there's going to be like a new model that's lighter. So it's a new disc model, but it looks exactly the same. But I think they remove some of the parts in it. It's supposed to be like a reduction. It's supposed to be like 8.6 pounds opposed to 9.2, whatever. But let's talk about that price jump and how everyone's kind of reacting to it, because the console's already difficult to find. It's getting easier because I was able to help some people get some consoles. I know a few people were able to get them. But with this price jump, though, like, is this a bad sign for Sony to be doing it this early? Because normally we regress to price downs. We don't normally go up after 2 years of the console coming out. And you slide people. Why are you doing this before God of War, huh? That's mean.
Hey, I
That's
just want to
mean.
say that officially invested. I invested into something, so I invested
Okay.
into a console, and now it has gone up in price. So
Yes.
I'm winning.
Good job. Winner. Even though it's used.
I'm gonna go to Japan and
Okay.
and
21%, huh?
yeah, yeah.
All right.
That's
Cool.
how it is. All
You
right.
you let me know how that turns out.
Uh, uh, dude, I mean, we saw this from Meta also. So Meta did that with Oculus, where they were like a console, this thing right here, over here, that's been out for 2 years, right, has gone up $100, and they didn't
Yeah.
even increment. They were just like, it's going up in price. It's like, after 2 years, what? Did you put
Yeah.
something new to it? No.
That's the other
thing.
With no new features, nothing of the sort.
I think they
You're
gave it a
just
little bit
gonna-
more space, but not enough for $100 price
No,
point. But it was
no. You can't be raising prices, period.
No.
Unless you're coming out with something else. Like you have to do, as much as we give, Nintendo shit, you have to do it the Nintendo way. At least they had the OLED screen. Like at least I know I can see what the price jump is.
And it was not
can
that big of a price jump. The Nintendo Switch OLED, the fact that they were like, we're raising the price, but this is going to be the only console you can get, and there's an upgrade. It looks clean. The price is not that much more. It's just because of the screen, you're paying for the screen. So with that, that's why we're putting this out. And it's like, cool. Everybody's like, that's cool. And then the people that got an OLED absolutely love it. They see the difference and they're like, this is really clean. I've even looked at it. Like, it's been like tapping me because the Switch Pro's not going to happen. So that Splatoon one was tapping me on the shoulder like, hey, look at me. And I was like, God. And I fought that urge. But
Good
but
job.
with
I'm proud of you.
Sony, man, I don't know what they're thinking. It could be because of that lawsuit. I don't know if you heard they're being sued for something in the store.
Yep.
I mean, they take 30% of game sales in the stores and stuff like that. So they're being sued, and it's kind of crazy right now.
I don't think that's not helping them, and the fact that they just haven't had the consoles to produce.
Yeah,
to be
it's like,
giving
oh,
people.
now we have more. Now we're gonna raise the price. Come on.
Yeah. It's a foul move. It's a little shady. And this is what we kind of talked about. This is a common thread on this show is we normally always say like Sony is doing a lot to not be friendly with
Sony's being
their
Sony.
gamers, and I don't understand why, because that's exactly what Lost Game. I don't care much for the console wars, but if we're gonna get into that, what lost Xbox One. Remember, they never were able to regain their fan base after they released all the things that they wanted to do, right? And they just weren't gamer friendly. They were trying to do their own thing. They were like doing price rises. They were doing all of this kind of stuff that I'm watching the PS5 do now. Like, you know what I mean? I'm watching a lot of the same things that are happening. And as a person, like I already have one. So for me, it's not a big deal. And you know me, I don't really care. Like, I don't think one console is better than the other. I think it's all about preference and what games you prefer to play. It doesn't necessarily matter which one you have. But seeing things like this and Sony not, it just seems like they're not with the time and they're being stubborn. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's it's going to hurt them in the long run because there's only so much you can rely on your credibility for before people start noticing you're doing some shady stuff. Like right now, it's fine, but later on, people are going to be like, "Well, hold on," like you know what I mean? $100 price raise here. We didn't get anything new. We also know by probably year 3 or 4, you're going to drop another console, and then you're going to make us pay more because you just upped the price of your older one.
That's probably what it is. Probably the PS5 Pro is going to be some beast that they're going to be like, it's $1,000. I was gonna be like,
but at that
I'll buy a
point,
PC, thank you.
No one's buying a PlayStation at that price.
Yeah,
like, and that's why I think Xbox's model is smart. But I also understand that not many people can do that because you don't have the unlimited cash resource that Microsoft has. But the model for Microsoft is going to work in the long run, because when you can have people play your games without a console, you have now opened you have now opened yourself to more profits as far as people who can play your games. Because if you look at it, you can go get the new Samsung TV and play Xbox, right? You don't even
True.
need your what you call it. You don't need an Xbox.
Yeah.
So think about all the people who are just like, why would I buy an Xbox and I can just buy this TV? I'll have a nice brand new TV. I can play these games on here like without having a console. And the X Cloud, it's not like the X Cloud game library is a slouch. Like there's some good games on there, like that you can play and enjoy. I do think they need to fix their service a little bit, but they're working on that. But if you have it plugged into a hardwire Ethernet, which if you have a TV like that, I'm assuming you will, it runs smooth, it plays great, and all you need is a controller. So I think that model to make it more accessible to people is going to end up helping them in the long run. Whereas for Sony, it just seems like they're just trying to do all the things so people can't get the console. And I don't understand it. You don't want to do day one releases on PC, so you're alienating that crowd. It's harder to find your console now because a lot of people love the console, and I love the PS5. I think it's a great console, and it's hard for people to find your console. And now you're raising the price. Come on, Sony. Like, we need to figure something out.
And it sucks because in a couple months we're gonna come up and say like God of War is fantastic. Oh my god,
this is gonna be a 10 out of 10.
And it's like, and it sucks because they make really good games.
Awesome.
Yes,
fantastic
games. I love. Yeah, but then you get on this side of it where it's like you don't want people to play your games, is what you're telling me.
Yeah,
you acquired these studios and everything like that, and you're hurting the studios because they're not going to make as much anymore because they decided, hey, we're going to stick with you for this exclusive, and we can't put the game in people's hands because they can't get the next gen stuff. And then they tried to make the idea of let's make it cross gen stuff where it's like I can play on the PS4, and then it turns into Cyberpunk, and then that game becomes shit. And then it hurts everybody. It's not fun.
Yeah. I agree with you, man. It's unfortunate, but hopefully Sony can get their act together, because you do have a great game that we're gonna come out. And listen, people, I know God of War is gonna be great. Okay, if at God of War's worst, it will be a 9. At worst. Because the
GameSpot comes in 7.5,
and I'm gonna be like, GameSpot, you're lying to all of us, okay? Because there's no way, even God of War 3, which I hate because of the ending, was a 9, and it's only a 9 because the ending sucked.
Like Magic said, Sony is too cocky. They really are.
Yeah, I agree. But God of War 3, if that ending didn't suck, it would have been the perfect cap to that trilogy. So I don't see it happening.
But with the announcement of that was blindsiding everybody, because sometimes whenever consoles, anything console related, when one makes a move, it kind of trickles down the line of like, okay, it wasn't just Sony looking at this; it was Microsoft and Nintendo. Like we were expecting. So it started freaking people out. So they reached out to Microsoft and Nintendo. And they're like, are y'all raising console prices? And they're like, I don't know what the hell they're doing. but we're good over here.
Because they both kind of shunned it.
Yeah.
They were just like, raising prices? No.
Yeah.
It's like, why would we do that? Like, they doing that?
I know Nintendo secretly was like,
damn. We missed an opportunity.
Pop the corner.
Yeah, he was like, maybe we should raise the prices. Nope, we'll just release something that everyone's going to buy anyway, that we own already, so that they can pay and we'll make up the money that way.
But why did they do it everywhere but the U.S.? I don't know, StockX.
Scalpers. That's a good question.
It's kind of weird.
I mean, I don't know why they did it anywhere. It could be because of the accessibility, honestly. Like, just having
Japan being 20
Yeah, 21% is a lot for
That's
Japan. I don't.
stupid,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah, that's crazy because that's one of their major markets. Like,
Unless we don't know
so
what the original price is there. What if it was less than here and then it's
mm,
becoming our price here? No,
I
that
don't
wouldn't
know.
make sense. I don't know.
I don't. It wouldn't make sense to me. It would be all the prices, or maybe they just haven't announced the US one yet. So get a PS now. Listen, Amazon's been doing this invitation thing, so you can go ahead and sign up for one of those if you don't have one yet. You can try to get one. So before God of War, for sure, you got some time because once God of War comes out, it's going to be extra difficult to find it if you don't have one already.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
all right,
Damn.
let's go into another story that I think Chris will like because I'm kind of interested in this one too. Logitech's cloud gaming handheld leaks with Android apps and Switch-like UI. So this is a story also at The Verge by Tom Warren, and it says Google Play Access makes it more than just cloud. So Tom Warren goes on to say Logitech's new cloud gaming handheld has leaked weeks after the company teased it was in the work on the new device. Logitech and Tencent Games confirmed their plans for a dedicated handheld earlier this month, and now Evan Blass has tweeted pictures of the handheld, which reveal access to the Google Play Store alongside support for Xbox Cloud Gaming and NVIDIA GeForce Now services. The Logitech G gaming handheld looks roughly the same as a Nintendo Switch, and it includes a Switch-like UI which scrolls through apps and games. One leaked image shows Chrome and YouTube apps alongside with Xbox, Nvidia, and Steam icons.
No,
While
no.
while Blast tweeted images of the handheld, Logitech was quick to file a DMCA complaint to remove them from Twitter, which tells you exactly what we needed to know, that they were real.
Bitch, if you don't get
And I just want to go into one more thing about this before we thing. It says Logitech's gaming handheld could be one of the first to use the Qualcomm new G3X platform. Announced last year, the new G3 chips is designed for Steam Deck like or Switch like handheld, and it has an I can't pronounce this, but Adreno GPU capability of running the latest mobile gamings. We only seen a development kit device so far running the GX3, complete with 6.65 inch OLED display that can run at 120 hertz. So, Chris, as our handheld expert, because you do own a Steam Deck, how do you feel about this? It actually looks pretty clean if you take a look. I look at you. Look at you.
bro, I can't. I can't. I like handheld gaming. I like handheld gaming.
I got my
Yeah, and then I decided I was like, I'll get the backbone because it's on sale. I got the PlayStation one because this can be a PlayStation controller. But
yeah, that is pretty cool though.
Yeah, I haven't tried it yet. But damn it.
Well, I just love this because
I'm looking at the pictures of it, and I was like, oh, if
it looks clean. You could probably pull it up, right? And put it in front of Yendi's face.
Let's see.
If it's too much work, don't worry about it. But it does look pretty clean. It looks very much like a Steam Deck and Switch. It looks the Play Store thing is very exciting to me because this would be the way to get me into cloud gaming. I mean, not cloud gaming, but mobile gaming, right? Because I have a hard time playing games like mobily, but this right here, I'd be down for it because this looks clean. The buttons look very much like the Steam Deck, which this
is what Steam wanted.
Yeah. And this is why I'm thankful for Steam, because when Steam came out with the Steam Deck and the idea of the Steam Deck, it made everyone go, we should probably find a way into the handheld market, right? And that's why I love competition, because this right here is something that I didn't know I would want.
Damn it. Ah.
And as someone who prefers to play some games, if you're telling me I can play a Steam games on this, I'm about it, because I will say the one RPGs that I do love playing on handheld, game that I do love playing on handheld are RPGs, especially turn-based ones, because I can just chill in bed and I can just, turn-based, and then I'm going to get tired at some point and go to sleep. But also on the plane, fantastic. Like, you know what I mean? Things like that. So I'm looking at this. I'm really interested to see the price point, how much we're trying to charge here, because it's not. I do believe it won't be as strong as the Steam Deck. Obviously, Steam Deck is going to be superior, I feel, in all of those like hardware aspects. But if I can play Steam games, Xbox games, and Nvidia GeForce games, and it runs smooth enough to where the style of games that I want to play on there, where it will most likely be 2D platformers and RPGs, I'm here for it. I just want to know the price. What do you think, Chris?
It's something I think I can stay away from.
Yeah. I mean, you have this already.
Yes. And the Steam Deck right now, they're still updating it.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for their Windows to get, because they're trying to get Windows figured out on Steam Deck.
Mm-hmm.
When that gets better and I can get Xbox Game Pass on my Steam Deck,
yeah, you're complete.
Game over.
Yeah, you're complete.
These guys, because I'm seeing the Xbox logo.
Yeah.
And everything.
Xbox there. GeForce logo. Yeah. So the Steam logo's also on there.
So if it plays smooth and and we can download games, it's not like, oh, you have to stream these or be on the internet the whole time. This is gonna be nice. It's gonna be really nice.
I'm pretty sure it's gonna be on the internet the whole time, because because the way they're promoting this is as a Steam as a cloud gaming handheld, because like the title of it is Logitech's cloud gaming handheld, which
You're right.
automatically tells me you wouldn't be able to download it, which is why, like I said,
it might be a little harder to go on the go then, man. I don't know.
And it might be harder, but like you said, if they let you download like a couple of games, it also depends on, because I'm realistic when it comes to what I can stream on a handheld, right? Like, I'm not going to be out here trying to play Halo on this, right? Like, I'm going to be playing games that are like low graphic intensive, something, I can just play cleanly, opposed to having to try to play something that's heavy based if I'm not in a house or something like that. So I'm interested, like you said, though, what if they do have like an offline mode? Maybe you can download a game or two, because I only say that also because apparently they did spot an SD card slot, which if there's an SD card slot, and I also say this only because if there's an SD card slot, which it says it does have, but also because of Google Play being on there, I'm assuming you'll be able to at least download those kind of games, right?
Yeah.
So I would assume, just based off of this, that's what you would be able to do. So maybe if they could get into talks with GeForce and thing, maybe they'll be able to download them. But again, how much space are you really going to put on any of these? I don't know. We don't have all those details, but I can't see it outperforming or out hardwaring the Steam Deck.
No.
So, you know what I mean? So setting a realistic expectation for yourself, like, don't expect this to be the Steam Deck, but if you are a cloud gamer and enjoy having things like that, then this would be a great one. Like, if this is like $200, that's fine. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's not a bad deal at all.
You just got to realize, even with Steam Deck, right, how expensive Steam Deck is and how much of a beast it is. If I play Control at 60 frames, highest settings, right, that's maybe 3 hours of gameplay there. That's full settings. So they're still working on it. That's very hard to match. The Ion Neo, whatever that other one is, that's like thousands of dollars. Same thing. It's great. You play those games and it'll kill your bat. It's just hard to get that much into a thing. I also wanted to say, Nintendo, I'm not saying you messed up on the Switch or anything. I love the Switch. Okay. When the next one comes out, take notes. Take notes. That little grip on the bottom there, little curvature. If you find a way to get the Joy-Con to have the curve and you can remove it, you won. You're winning. All right. But yeah, as for Logitech, man, come on, nice,
That's good
very
stuff.
nice.
Like I
I
agree.
I love the look of it. I like the
Yeah.
yellow hint and
Hmm.
everything. I hope it really does look like this, and we find out more.
Yeah. Oh, it
Uh,
looks like this because DMCA's
yeah,
only
true.
happen when you don't want people to see things too early. And if they wanted it to be fake, they would have been like, oh no, that's just a fake. But no, they struck it because they know that's how it looks. But also sometimes striking, like sometimes these leaks are, I feel, are done purposely because I wasn't excited, or this wasn't even on my radar as a thing. And I know we talked about it too. This wasn't on my radar. Now that I can see it and look at it, like I'm like, you know what? That's not a bad idea. Like, and I was gonna go to another point. Also, if you're playing handheld for about 3 hours and you're not like buy something, that you're playing your handheld too much. Like at that point, I feel like at heavy settings, 3 hours for your handheld, I I feel like that's too much. Some people might
No, I
not feel
feel you.
like that
I
way,
feel you.
but
I carry an Xbox controller in my
yeah,
backpack with my Steam Deck. Um, the reason why I got the Steam Deck is because I wanted to take my Steam library with me. It was like, hey, it's
yeah,
capable to play majority of your library on the go.
hmm,
Cool. And like I don't have my computers in my office. I got a deck or a dock, sorry, that is compatible with the Steam Deck, which I have set up in the bedroom.
yeah,
Plug it in, and I can play my Steam games in the bedroom now and keep it charged and everything. So that's what I wanted. That was the benefits of that. For this, like you said, the smaller games and stuff like that will be nice. This is gonna be for those dang, what's that game? The Hades fans,
yeah.
the
The indie games,
indie games and stuff like
yeah.
that. This is gonna
It
be nice.
it's just relative, like, and that those things are important because like you have to. I feel like a lot of people go into having like certain either consoles or anything like that, not knowing what the capabilities are and just expecting it to be able to do the most, right? Like, so for instance, this thing is going to be good at cloud things, but also we have to be realistic with ourselves. Cloud gaming isn't where we want it to be yet. Like, you know what I mean? It's good and it's getting there. Like, it's going to be really like, I mean, in the next like 5 to 10 years, we're going to be at a point where we feel nothing from cloud gaming. It's going to be like the latency is going to be lower because that's just how technology is, right?
Yeah.
So, we're going to get there at some point. Right now, we're not there. These things are helping us get to where we want it to get to because once everyone can notice, oh, these things worked, this doesn't work, or and just remember everything else is getting faster, right? So like our 5G networks, those are getting faster. Like internet speeds are getting faster. Like, so once those things catch up to what the output we want to put cloud gaming through, it's just going to get better like with time. So
It,
these things are cool to see that we are going towards this direction because I did say we were going to get there.
in my head, call me crazy, right? I can't remember the Starlink. Starlink, is that Elon's thing?
Yes, I
His
actually was just reading a story about
he
that.
wants it to have he wants the ability to have Wi-Fi everywhere. Correct?
Yes. Hmm.
Okay. If you are a cloud game, if you are Microsoft and all that, you want this to succeed bad because
Absolutely.
I that oh my god, I'm living in gamer heaven with this.
Right.
It's a perfect storm. It goes up. It works. Everything's beautiful. The speed is beautiful. Is great, right? The price, not too bad. Like manageable. And then I can take that Logitech thing and go
Yeah.
around and have Wi-Fi, and I'm unstoppable. That's
No.
crazy to think
Yeah.
that we're that close, and it's gonna be nuts.
Yeah. Which is why, like I said it from, because remember, Chris can vouch for me. I've
Yes.
been talking about cloud gaming for at least 3 or 4 years now because I've been in that beta for xCloud, and I truly, truly, truly believe this is the way that we're going to consume games because it just makes life easier for people to access things without spending an excess amount of money on hardware. Like cloud gaming takes away that middle thing and then allows you to play it on anything. So like we have $1,000 phones. Like a lot of people who have phones, those things are $1,000 and they can run these games. Like, you know what I mean? That's a thing that they can do. So I can see the future in that, you know. And if if the Starlink works, that'd be awesome also. So
Sorry, there's a beast in my room.
okay.
Of a giant mosquito. Not you.
Oh my gosh.
Bree's like, excuse me. And for the picture, Bree, Yendi's not here, so we're shaming.
Yeah. So we're shaming him.
Yeah. Give me one
Virtually.
second here, stream.
Oh, Chris has got the fly swatter. Did he get it?
No, it's over there.
All right, she's got it.
Bree's got it. We'll get to see Bree's skills here. I'm gonna just watch. Let's see
Dog,
if Bree's
don't
able to
smack
take
hard, because if you take it, that's all I see is the monitor just going away.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah. So yeah, man. So I think, like you said, I'm really excited for this future that we can possibly get. I think it's gonna be amazing if we can just pull out whatever we need to, like whatever gaming console, our phone, or our Steam Decks, or this Logitech thing, and just be able to play games, because you know what? That's what we love. We're gamers. And I want all of them to succeed. Like there's no, I think, you know, you and I especially, like, because we just get all the consoles, we don't care. But like I never want to see a console fail. Like I don't want to see consoles fail. I don't want to see games fail. Like if they can all be great, that'd be fantastic, because the competition just makes it, we benefit from the competition, not them. So
yeah. Maybe one day, you know, people will start stop hating each other. War will end because we're all playing video games, because it's possible for everybody. That's the dream.
Yep. And there's a big enough market for all of it, for everyone. So
could you imagine?
Bro,
I want this land 1v1 me. What game you want? Don't tell me you don't have it downloaded, because it's cloud gaming. You get it instantly.
Let's go. Street Fighter now. Mortal Kombat now. Best out of 10. Let's go. First to 10 wins. So that'd be great. But I think that is going to wrap it up for us. Chris, you got any final thoughts you want to say out there?
I don't have final thoughts. I did have so this is not gaming related. The TV news, real quick.
Yeah.
Are you a Euphoria fan?
Yes.
Is that gone?
I don't know.
Okay.
Because I mean, there's been rumbles and things like that.
All I saw was one actress left, and then the next thing I saw was HBO cancels, and I was like, huh?
So I haven't dove into that story yet, but I'm interested to see, because I did see what you're talking about, and I was like, that seems pretty ridiculous, for the simple fact that like that was one of their big shows.
Yeah.
But also the thing is, the rich get richer, right? Because now House of the Dragon is out, and they're just HBO does great TV, period. Like there's just no way around it. If you can think of pretty much any major show, it was on HBO.
Yeah.
The Wire was a big one, HBO. Sopranos, HBO. Game of Thrones, HBO. Like the HBO produces stuff. Euphoria, HBO. So I'm sure they'll probably work this out, because I don't think they're going to want things in between. And I don't think that they're going to let this go, but I need to read more detail on it, because I don't have the full information.
Also, thoughts on Resident Evil?
I knew that was coming, because again, this is the thing that I say this all the time, right? You have to, especially in a medium like television, you have to appease both fans. You cannot just write this and think you can go, hey, here's what I want to twist these stories around, especially something that fans had already been shunned by, right? People don't really love the Resident Evil movies. Some people enjoyed them, but they're not great movies, and they're not Resident Evil. So the problem is with that is that you're already going off of stuff where people were already tired of the Resident Evil series, and then you're trying to make this show, which I think works better anyway, but you didn't do anything that dealt with, besides Wesker, which People, you already knew you were going to piss people off because they made Wesker black, which I don't care because obviously
Lance Reddick is my guy. That's the only reason why I want to watch that show.
He's amazing. And on top of that, it's a fictional character who absorbs, like, who gets the T virus and becomes like this superhuman zombie essentially. So the just because they use, you know, a white person in the video games doesn't necessarily mean Wesker has to be white. Like that, I think people misconceive that all the time, and I don't know why for fictional characters, but like Wesker's history of his race doesn't affect his character at all. Like, you know what I mean? So throw that away. But again, you gave people something to be upset about. You've now upsetted the fans of Resident Evil by changing that. You're also not telling the Resident Evil story that people want to hear, which is the Resident Evil 1 story. You have to do it the way they did it. You have to do unique feeling things with the zombies, with the way that you went into that house, how you discovered all of that. But now I think because of this, it's too late. And because now people now have another sour taste of Resident Evil in their mouth, anytime you announce another Resident Evil thing, it's going to be like, no, I don't want this. Like, you know what I mean? But I will say, whoever did the Tekken Bloodline animated show, they need to just do all the video game stuff because that was fantastic. It was a perfect representation of the video game. Did they make some changes? Absolutely. But there is not a Tekken fan that I know who watched that show and didn't enjoy it.
Will that teach me the lore of Tekken, or do you already have to?
It will teach you the lore. It will teach you some of the lore.
Okay.
Because Tekken's lore is pretty diverse, but it will teach you the main parts you need to know. And hopefully that gets renewed for season 2 because that show was great. They did the sound from the game. They did the like fighting hitboxes from the game. Like, but they also made it their own. They did people's moves and stuff. It was great. It was great if you're a Tekken fan. I don't know. I would like you to watch it so that you could say it from someone who doesn't have as much experience with Tekken. Yeah. But yeah, and I want to know what you think about it. But as a Tekken fan, it was fantastic.
Yeah, I'm still gonna watch. Again, I'm still gonna watch Resident Evil because I'm gonna give it that chance. I am more shocked that how fast this got canceled, and we still have yet to hear that as far as I know, Halo is still has survived. We'll see.
Bro, I mean, listen.
Can you believe we watched that? That feels like last year. We watched that this year.
It feels like a long time ago. It feels like a long time ago. I also tried to push it as far back as I could. But yes, we haven't gotten any news on it. But usually, not hearing any news on it is also a sign that they're trying to work something out.
Yeah.
Either they're trying to, you know what I mean? Because yes, but Netflix is notorious for canceling shows quickly. Like, you don't produce those numbers, you're out.
That's the
like,
second.
Netflix,
that's the second. Well, no, because I was gonna say Cowboy Bebop, but that's not a video game. Cowboy Bebop got canceled real quick.
Yeah,
like the week after.
But again, this is the thing though. Netflix, and here's why. Like, at some point people will stop giving it a chance. Okay, because there has not been an anime adaptation, live action, that Netflix has done that has been enjoyable.
Nobody can do it. Not Netflix. Nobody. I don't think HBO, any of them could do it. You can't take an anime and make it live action. You could take a live action and make it an anime, but it can't go the other way.
It's doable. They're choosing the wrong animes. You cannot choose to do Death Note as an animated as a live action. You need a ridiculous budget because of the things that are in that show. Cowboy Bebop, the reason why that's not going to work is because you have to portray facial expressions that only anime can produce. So like, you have to be smart with what you try to adapt. You can't just be like, this is popular, I'm going to adapt it. No. Like, they're gonna do One Piece, and it's not gonna work because it's One Piece.
Yu Yu Hakusho is next, also.
Yeah, not gonna work because it's Yu Yu Hakusho. Like, there's elements that you have to try to make work that only work in an anime space. So, but I'm saying you can make it work. You just need a big budget, and you need writers who are going to care about the content that they're writing and not trying to be creative on content stories that are already working. That's why. Because like, what worked? What I liked, I loved Alita. You remember Alita? Battling?
Yeah.
That worked, but their budget was ridiculous. So, you know what I mean? Like
Black Magic said Full Metal was decent.
Yeah.
Do I need to throw him the ban?
It's subjective. I'm not gonna say. I mean, as a Full Metal fan, I didn't like it, but
man, I remember. Sorry, I'm gonna call him out. Dontel, I love you. He learned the error of his ways when he hit up the chat, and he said, "Did you guys see the Death Note movie? It was really good." And everybody's like, "What the hell?"
What?
And they're like, "Are you trolling?" And he's like, "No, I thought it was great. Did you watch the anime?" No. Okay. And then props to him because not many people do it. He went back and he watched it and he's like, "Oh yeah, no." I was like, "Yeah, okay."
No, and it's true because Death Note, even my brother, he doesn't even love anime like that. Okay. And he watched both and he was like, that Death Note anime is fantastic. And he was like, and I was like, yes. I was like, there's an anime for everyone. Yeah. Now, I know it's hard to get into. I will never deny that. Like, I will never deny that anime isn't something you just have to accept, right? Like, there's a mindset there for you to accept it because you have to be okay with the ridiculous, right? You have to be okay with a lot of things that are going to happen in that show. But once you get past all of that, like, and these stories are really good. Like, you know what I mean? Like, one of my perfect examples would be Food War. Season 1 of Food War is absolutely ridiculous.
Don't watch at work.
Don't watch it at work. At least the first season. Please don't watch it at work. And it was one of the things where I'm just like, how do I even tell someone how to enjoy Food Wars? Because it's ridiculous. Like the tentacle stuff, like all of it is ridiculous. Like the way they react to the food, ridiculous. Like, but the character development, the rise of the main character, like all of that is so good in that show once you get to the end of it. It's just you have to get past the ridiculous. So
you know what? We got to have a separate like stream podcast of just talking about just a LPF TV time, and we'll just talk about anime and all this other stuff. Real quick before we go, Black Magic said, "What about Reunion Kenshin?" Or I can't.
Ryo Kenshin. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Kenshin.
Okay, that's what he meant. Okay.
It could. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I believe that anime TV, like an anime live action, can work. I just think you need to choose the right anime, and I think you have to have the right budget. And the people who have failed us is the only people who seem to be making them, and they need to stop. And it's Netflix. Like they're the only ones who are like, because I feel like everyone else is like, nope, not touching this. Like, like you know what I mean? Like you got things like Crunchyroll, and like they're like, nope. We don't want
because they know the fan base. They're like, it's either going to be really good or we get destroyed by the fan base. You don't mess with anime fans, man.
And history shows that they haven't been well received. So it's going to be hard to push any other anime live action. So I think it can work. Yes. Do I think it will work? Probably not, just because of the history. But I want to be wrong. I want to be wrong. Like I want Yu Yu Hakusho to be amazing. Like I genuinely want that because I love Yu Yu Hakusho. So like I genuinely want it to be fantastic. But again, with Netflix's history, will I get that? The odds say no. so and even if it is good, am I going to get a second season? I don't know. So we'll see. But yeah, I think that's going to wrap it up for us. I'm glad we did this episode because this was a fun one.
Yeah.
We got to shame Yendi. Look at his face. A beautiful picture, by the way, of Yendi. Beautiful picture, but we're going to shame Yendi until we see you next time. So, guys, thank you for joining us for this episode 67. Please, if you like the content, do all that good stuff that I always say. Also, House of the Dragon, because I'm going to say this title right, because that's what it is. House of the Dragon. If you want to hear the review for episode 2, it is out right now, all the places you get your podcast. So
House of the Dragon, aka Hot D. Anyway,
Wow.
I heard that on another podcast. I was like,
Who said that?
that ruined the show for me. It was so good. He's like, yeah, have you been watching Hot D? And everybody's like, huh? And then he's like, House of the Dragon. I was like, no, he didn't.
That's a good one. That's pretty funny. But yeah, and then Chris and I will have the She-Hulk episode for you, and I'll have the Power of the Ring episode at some point.
I'm
gonna
watch
the first
I'm gonna give it a
episode?
chance. I'm gonna give it a chance.
Okay,
First
cool.
two.
I mean, you don't need to know anything.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm like, I'm gonna give it a chance. Yeah.
All right, cool. All right. So he might join me for those. If he doesn't, that's fine too. So thank you guys for joining us again. Yeah, we're out of here. So Fire Team,